and welcome to this podcast. My name is LALIT. I'm an opera singer currently living and working in Europe. This podcast is not about singing techniques. It's not about how to sing higher, louder, or better. This podcast is about life, about pressure, about mental health, and about what it really feels like to walk this path as an artist, far from home. I created this space because there were moments in my life when I wished someone had said these things out loud. So today, I want to tell you why I started this podcast. I grew up loving music. Singing was never just a hobby for me. It felt like home. Over time, that love slowly turned into a profession. Years of training, years of discipline, years of dreaming. And today, I work as an opera singer in Europe. From the outside, it looks beautiful. The stage, the lights, the costumes, the applause. But what people don't often see is the pressure behind it. The pressure to always be good, to always be prepared, to always be strong. And sometimes, the pressure to pretend that everything is fine, even when it isn't. There were moments in my life when everything looked fine from the outside. I was working, I was singing, I was doing what I had dreamed of doing for so many years. But inside, I felt exhausted. Not just physically, but emotionally. I remember coming home after rehearsals and feeling completely empty. Not sad in a dramatic way, just quiet. A kind of tiredness that sleep couldn't fix. And the strange thing is, I didn't feel like I was allowed to talk about it. Because I was doing what I loved, because I was lucky, because people would say, you should be grateful. So I learned to stay quiet. I learned to push through. I learned to ignore my body. I learned to tell myself that feeling tired meant I wasn't strong enough. There were moments when I stood in rehearsal, surrounded by people, and still felt incredibly alone. And slowly, I started to realize something. Maybe the hardest part of this path isn't the work itself, but carrying everything silently. In this industry, we talk a lot about discipline, about perfection, about professionalism. But we rarely talk about what it costs mentally, emotionally, and sometimes even physically. I didn't want to live in silence anymore. I wanted a place where honesty could exist, where I could say, today is hard, without feeling weak. And I also knew if I felt this way, someone else out there probably did too. That was the moment this podcast started to take shape. Not as a project, not as a need. This podcast is not here to teach you how to be better. You are already enough. I'm not here as an expert with all the answers. I am here as a human being still learning. This podcast is a slow space, a place where we don't rush to fix things. Because sometimes what we need isn't advice, it's permission to feel. In this space, I want to talk about the things we often hide, the fear of not being good enough, the pressure to always perform, the guilt of resting, the quiet moments when we question ourselves. Some episodes will feel gentle, some might feel heavy, and that's okay, because healing is not linear. This podcast is not about productivity, it's not about becoming strong, faster, or more efficient. It's about becoming more honest, more aware, and hopefully more kind to ourselves. You don't have to listen to every episode. You don't have to agree with everything I say. This space is simply here for you to come back to whenever you need it. If this podcast becomes something you listen to while walking home or while lying in bed at night or during a quiet moment in your day, then it has already done its job. If you're listening to this and something resonates with you, I hope you feel seen. And if you're going through a difficult season right now, please remember this. You don't have to have everything figured out to be worthy. Thank you for being here with me today. This is LALIT. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.